It's snowing right now and it's below freezing. It's really unsafe to ride. But what's never unsafe is coffee with HDR. Let's get into it.
Well, good morning and welcome back, my friends, to another edition of Coffee with HDR. This is show number 105 for Saturday, January the 14th, 2023. Guys and girls, welcome back to the show. It's another fantastic weekend and beautiful weather outside. It's like a balmy, I don't know, 32. There's snow all over the place. Lovely day to ride. Got to get those motorcycles running. Yeah, that's what we got to do. Let's go through the chat room here this morning. Say good morning to all my friends in here this morning. Good morning, Smyrna Cowboy. First one on board there this morning, Smyrna. Good morning. Mini Moto, good morning to you. Captain Ed. Let's see here. Smyrna Cowboy says it's 32 in Middle Tennessee. Big freeze in the United States, I tell you that. Ron Kelly, good morning. You're on your way to warmer weather. To Savannah, Georgia. Welcome to Savannah, Georgia. Yeah, Savannah's a great place, Ron. You really like it down that way. Chuck, good morning to you. Let's see. No alcohol this morning, Mrs. HCR. I thought I was drinking alcohol because I was singing. I'm just in a relatively good mood. Because I'm always humble and kind. Oh, anyway, good morning, Minimoto, 26 in Maryland. Brr. Chuck Henson, good morning. 25 in northern South Dakota. 25 here. D.A. Bishop, good morning. Two Wheeled Rocket, good morning to you. Will Henderson, good morning. Let's see here. Be the Rider PA is up and moving about this morning. Good morning, Jim Wilson. It's 30 in the north side of Florida. Debbie is here this morning. Good morning to my sister Debbie. Harley 103. Good morning. Roguelite Andy, how you doing this morning? Glad to have you on board there this morning. Got a lot to chat about today. Oh yeah, Throttle Therapy. Good morning. The real Jackie Boys here from the mountaintops of Pennsylvania. Look out, people. Ty is here, obviously from Tennessee. Ty's second home he has now is actually in Las Vegas. So Ty and his wife loves Las Vegas. So I hope you don't move that far away, Ty. It'd be hard to ride to you, buddy. Rocky J, good morning. Chuck Henson. Someone won the Mega Million. Anyone up here buying a new bike? Uh, yeah, I did see this morning that I did hit all five numbers and the Mega Ball. So but I'm still going to do the show. I think I think it's important to be able to do this show each Saturday morning. We have a long run here, long standing, a lot of friends, so that's important. No, I don't even know if we did win. Tennessee Wingman or 10 Wingman, good morning to you. Dusty Chronicles, glad to have you on board there. Throttle Therapy. It will be 65 tomorrow. Definitely going for a ride. Jeff Rice, good morning. Jarvis Biker, how you doing, my friend in Canada? Eh? I don't know. That's every time I go to Canada, I start saying that. Eh? Like I didn't hear you. Windroad Therapy, good morning to you. You were sleepyhead on New Year's Eve. Yeah, New Year's Eve. You missed a great show with Mrs. HDR. I had a great co-host that day. Man, you missed a good one. Buck Brown, good morning. Gearing up here at home in South Georgia for the benefit poker run for the friend that recently passed. I'm sorry for your loss, my friend. And poker runs are always a good time. Great fundraiser. Windroad Therapy, Throttle Therapy, 10 Ringman. Payne's Rides, good morning. I seen you're in there this morning and you're brewing a fresh cup of coffee for yourself. Don't you mean the ambassador? Ty. Yeah, Ty is talking about the ambassador, Chuck. Boots and Jeans is in the house this morning. Good morning, Boots and Jeans. Always glad to have you on board there with us this morning. On every Saturday morning here. That's Mr. Ambassador, two-wheel rocket. Okay. I got through everybody, and we'll definitely look and see who else is coming in here this morning and joining us here on this great Saturday morning chat room that we have going each and every Saturday morning. Toby Northern is in the house this morning, and thank you, Toby, for the opener of the show. And, you know, Toby got a hold of me last week, and he said, hey, where's my airport video? He did a really great airport intro. Guys and girls out there, this is one busy guy. I've been so busy. I went to work the other day and actually forgot to tie my shoes. I actually almost tripped going in the door and almost broke a hip. So that tells you what kind of weeks I have. So trying to find an intro video sometimes is a little difficult because there's no time remaining. And I wish I would have brought that book up. Oh, I'll tell you what the book was in a minute here. Maybe before the show's over, Miss HDR will run the book up to me and I can show you. Anyway, Real Jackie Boy and Boots, good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. We have a great group in here once again, as we always do every Saturday morning. And guys, it has been one interesting week. Buck Brown, good morning. Buck Brown was recently near you on Thursday. You were near Wind Road Therapy. You must have been somewhere in Florida. That's always cool. Wizard of the Swamp, stay tuned for why. So, what has been going on outside of all of the great rumor mills going right now about the wonderful new Harley Davidson motorcycles coming out? We talked about that last Saturday. I gave you some of my thoughts about the new bikes and some of the rumors. You know, and then you get all these other people speculating all the time. We get speculation so much with our little chat group, you know. I understand there was a freewheeler. I don't know why they don't call it a three-wheeler. They call it a freewheeler, like it's like they're free wheels. No, they're not free. But Harley Davidson's coming out with a brand new trike for all you folks out there thinking of buying a trike and thinking about, oh, that'd be really cool to have. The only thing I can tell you about this trike is, guys, this is the lowest priced trike that Harley Davidson has ever produced, at coming in at $29,999. So yeah, you could say 30,000, but not really because you're saving a buck. So 29,999, and actually that's a really really good price. Ty from Tennessee says so far he hasn't really been impressed by the 2023 colors. Guys, I don't think a yellow bike or an orange bike is going to cut it in the world. I don't know. I guess people will buy those, and you have to think about it this way though. If you have a yellow bike, you're gonna be seen pretty well on the road. But people tell you that motorcycles are invisible anyway, so it doesn't matter if it was pink polka dotted with yellow and green polka dots. They're still not going to see you. So that's just the way it works, and we know this. So the riding abilities here in Pennsylvania has been very stagnant. Has been actually zero, non-existent, and it's just really been something here with the rain. Last night it started snowing, and now we got snow on the ground. I was hoping to go for a ride today, but that is now axed. Isn't it funny though for those of you who live in a cold climate? Okay, think of this cold climate. Good morning, James Turner. My dad would have been over the orange Rogue Glide. Yeah, if you like orange, I guess it's all there for you. It kind of looks like Harley colors, right? Orange and black. So it's kind of cool that way. I'm not an orange guy, you know. To me, it'd be like you're riding a pumpkin, you know, and that's what everybody would say. It's just blacked out. Okay, so you're talking about the freewheeler is now blacked out. So as the freewheeler, okay, Harley's entry level trike, has it always been 29,999? It seems to me the last time we were at the Harley dealer, my buddy Henry, who's not on here yet this morning, I should text him and be like, hey, what's up, dude? But it seems to me like that bike was like 40 grand or maybe 35. I don't know. It just seemed like it was higher than that. Maybe. Bronco Ride, good morning. Glad to have you on board here with us this morning. I stopped at Payne's Ride said, I stopped at a local Harley dealer to look at the Pan America. They said the new freewheeler will have a Road Glide fairing, and they also said the rumor about HD releasing a 975 Pan America is not true. It would be nice to see them to bring out a smaller engine Pan America. And the only thing I'm thinking about is the weight distribution, right? I know riding an ADV bike now, my bike is 400 pounds. And guys, people bitch about that. It's that Himalayan is heavy. It's 400 pounds. Dude, if you can't handle a 400-pound motorcycle, stop riding motorcycles. My Road Glide Ultra comes in at 930 pounds. Okay. And I jump on that little Himalayan, the little 400 pounds, and I'm like, wow, this is like, I throw it around all over the place, man. I have a great time on that bike. I can push it around the garage. I can't push my Road Glide around the garage. I got to start it up and move it. So, but anyway, enjoyed the coffee conversation. Time to roll the bikes on my shop now. Okay, Buck. Thanks for stopping there. Get those bikes moved around your shop area and start working, my friend. We need mechanics to work on these Harley Davidsons and on these motorcycles. So, throttle therapy, good morning. My wife has a yellow Victory, and she gets a lot of attention all the time. And I'm sure you would. I mean, that's a good color. I mean, it's not for me. I think it's a nice color. Toby said, I ain't doing it yet, but a bike can't handle picking up a bike anymore. The Road Glide trike would be the next consideration. And guys, I don't want to come off as a trike hater. I got a lot of friends that own trikes. A trike is not for me. When I can't handle the motorcycle anymore, I will probably be done riding. Now, the reason I say this, I would want to buy a Can-Am Spider. But Mrs. HR is totally against the Spider. She doesn't like the reverse trike look. But I think the Spider handles better than a trike. It steers much easier than a trike. And it has a lot more power than a trike. I've ridden a trike 3 times. All 3 experiences have been when you crank that throttle, it feels like you're pulling this big ass end behind you. Like it's struggling to go. And I just don't really I'm not comfortable riding a trike. It's just like they're slow, they bog down. I followed a trike a few times. Myself and Mrs. HDR was on a group ride once, and there was a trike in front of us. And, I don't know if the guy didn't know how to ride it. He didn't know how to handle it. He was slow as molasses. And, it held the whole entire lineup. So I do believe when trikes are going out and they're going on a group ride, all of the trikes should be at the back of the pack. The 2-wheel motorcycles are faster. They maneuver quicker around bends. And that leaves the back of the pack to, you don't have that accordion effect, right? But, and riding them is just, man, let me put my coffee cup down here because sometimes I got to animate. But like you don't lean a trike, right? You got to steer it. And you got to really push that handlebar. You get done, your shoulders hurt. It's a uncomfortable ride. It's just not fun at all. Man, you get on a Can-Am Spider and you sit back and you just turn that wheel a little bit and them 2 wheels just kind of hug the road. And it's an amazing ride. It's so comfortable. Hey, sure, maybe you should ride a Goldwing trike and keep up with them. 10 wingmans, a lot of power. And maybe that's the case. This was Harley trikes that I had experience with. I've never experienced a Goldwing trike. But maybe the engine, maybe it's the Harley engine in those bikes. Maybe, Paul, maybe it could be. The Spider has assisted power steering, Smarty said. And maybe that's why it makes it so great. Harley13 said, never say never, Jack. The trike may seem okay one day. I'm just not that kind of rider, guys. It may be one day okay, but if I had to buy anything, I would buy the Spider. I met a Spider rider. I met a Spider rider. That's catchy, huh? One day, and we were going out to Sturgis, and we were probably on our 3rd day on our Harley Davidson motorcycles, and I was with a guy with the trike. And I'd look in my rearview mirror, and he'd be about 4 miles behind me, and I'd have to wait. He'd catch up. Now, he was riding an older trike at that time. Okay, I will give you that. It was a 1998 trike with an 88 cubic inch engine in that bike. non-modified. Okay. I was riding at that time my 96 cubic inch engine with the stage one upgrade. Okay. So I had a little bit more power, a little bit more oomph. Okay. So we met up with this guy riding a Spider. We were on our third day going to Sturgis. He pulls in. I start talking to him like, man, that's a nice bike. How's it going? Oh, great. He said, I'm heading to Sturgis. I said, so are we. We're going out to Sturgis also. And he said, oh, that's great. He said, how many miles you got today? We said, we got about 200 roughly miles and, getting a little wore out. We do about 400 a day. And he says he rode 1,100 miles already that day. And he still had about another 200 miles to go to Sturgis. I said, were you going to stop and get a hotel room for a day? He said, no, man, I'm pushing on. He said, 1,500 miles a day on a Spider, he said, is nothing. Absolutely nothing. Comfortable. So that's what really spiked me. It's like, you can drive until you just don't feel like driving anymore. When we go on touring bikes and we get out there and ride, we ride, like I said, myself and Miss HDR, the longest we ever done in one day was 425 miles. And guys, we were whipped, man. Not so much our butts were not really hurting, just exhaustion set in. You just get to that point you just can't ride your bike anymore. So I'm going to read through some of these chat rooms. You need to seat a backrest on the Spider so they will throw stones at your Harley. Okay. I can't wait to see the 121st anniversary edition models. And Ty, I don't know what they're coming out with that, man. I'm sure they're going to have some beautiful paint, and they'll probably be all CVOs, I think. I don't know. Chuck says, we ride with a friend that lost a leg in an accident or rides a trike. When I ride behind him, I get a lot of road grit hitting me and my bike. Throw stones, whoops. Yeah, they do throw some stones up. Painter said, if I like to feel the Yamaha TM700, I'll see later. I'm probably going to buy it on the spot. These bikes are very hard to get, and they pounce. People got to pounce quick on them. A Yemi. I don't know what a Yemi is. I have to look at that and see. Yemi Titan 700. A 90s trike. Well, that's no comparison. The bike during the NMF period. Yeah, I think it was actually during that period. Good morning, Henry. Didn't we try two different Spiders when we went to Erie? Henry was right. We did test ride Spiders. Not saying the Can-Am is out of the question, just saying I'm not going to stop riding, period. Toby, I get that. I feel you, buddy. Like anything else, you got to train. Miles are hard and the body is not ready for them. You're right. Talk about that a little bit. My apology, Jack. I thought you were saying once you were not able to ride two wheels, you're done with riding. The Spider would be a great. Harley 123. Yeah, no need to apologize, my friend. We're all buddies here. We're all friends. We're all companions. This is a wonderful community. Nothing really upsets me, and that's what I said. So that would be my pick. So here's the thing: Mrs. HDR is not keen on the Spider. I think maybe once I get her on here and she sees how comfortable it is to ride down the road as a passenger, I think she would be hooked. Not really sure. I mean, I would be interested in buying it now. I mean, I wouldn't be able to have the two motorcycles I have right now. So if I bought a Can-Am Spider, I would only be able to have the Can-Am Spider because I don't have enough room in my garage to. It would be tight. I might be able to keep the Himalayan in there. I don't know. But it could be tight. I'd have to measure the front of the bike and see if I could put it where the Harley's sitting right now. So, let's see what else we got here. So myself and Henry, 48 people watching, only 12 likes. Windroad Therapy says, hit that thumbs up button. Everybody see the thumbs up? Hit that button. We got 15 likes right now. We have a great community here, and every time you give it more likes, more people will watch it later. So, let's see. Anytime, Jack. Be happy to let you put the money where your mouth is. I don't know what BU Rider PA. Oh, Jan. Anytime, Jack. Let you put the money. Yeah, so Be the Rider PA's wife has a Can-Am Spider, and she absolutely adores that thing, and she loves it. And I really, really love them. I really do. Now, do I think I would like working on them after watching my buddy Sean Smoke work on his and show how much work it is, like to change the oil or change an air filter? Probably not, but I think I would get used to it, right? Let's see. I have to admit, after test riding the wife's Can-Am, it's pretty comfortable. Two-wheel rocket. They are a very comfortable bike. Put an addition on the garage, Riley 103 says. Put your wife's car outside. James Turner, you're going to make Mrs. HR really upset. We've been talking, and a lot of you know that the Harley is almost mine. I'm almost, you know how you join the Harley owners group? It should be the Harley Bank owners group because the bank actually owns your Harley right now. A lot of people. And mine is I'm almost joined in the hog, the Harley owners group, because it will almost be mine. Okay. A few more payments. So myself and Miss HDR has been talking about a third motorcycle. Now that third motorcycle, you know what it has to be. To make Mrs. HDR very happy, the Himalayan did not make Mrs. HDR happy at all. The Himalayan was a bike that I bought to enjoy myself out on the back dirt roads. I ride a lot of gravel roads with it, and I have a ball, right? I have a blast on that bike. And yes, it's underpowered, and yes, it doesn't have mega horsepower, and yes, it doesn't go very fast on a highway. But it's not built for that. It's built for the back roads. It's built for going in the woods and riding through trails and just having a good old time, right? But she doesn't want to ride on the Himalayan. So the next motorcycle we are looking at and Paul will be happy because he knows what it is. We're still looking for an Indian motorcycle. I think it's the Indian Chieftain. She wants the red one, and it has to have the brown leather all the way around it, brown leather saddlebags, brown leather seat, and it has to have all the fringe on it all over that bike. So 14 to 16 is where I'm kind of my sweet spot. I'm looking for a 2014 to 2016 used Indian motorcycle. Now, if I put that third motorcycle in the garage, and she will ride on that with me. We're planning on using that for local stuff like bike nights. Uh, Guys, we have a friend of ours that goes to a bike night. There is about 90% Harleys, 1% Indians, and the other percentage is whatever other bike that's there. Everybody flocks around his Indian motorcycle and compliments on it and tells him how great it is, how beautiful that bike is. So we want it for local stuff around town. I don't think we'll tour on it. I mean, I would like to try it just to see if it's a possibility. I mean, basically, it's a big road king, right? If you look at it, that's basically what it is. And just a beautiful motorcycle, man. India makes some really, really interesting bikes. Uh, what was the newest one they came out with? I can't remember the name of it, but it looks like the Road Glide Limited. It's got the tour pack. It's got all the anemones on it. You know, but at my older age, I'm starting to get to that point where do I need all that stuff? You know, do I need the big fairings? Do I need the stereo system? You know, do I need navigation? I don't know. It makes it easy if you get lost, of course, but do I really need it? Toby Norris says the only thing Jack gets upset about is snow and ice on the road or anything that stops him from riding. Yeah, I do get upset over that stuff. The real Jackie boy, it is about the look as much as anything. I just love the look of Harley Davidson. Everyone makes a good bike, but the look is tipping point what I ride. Good morning, Steve. Good to have you on board there this morning. Yeah, real Jackie boy, I have to agree with you too. Looks are very, very important on a motorcycle. Good morning, Bodine52. Nice to see you there this morning. You can borrow my Victory for bike nights. Paynes, I said, Paynes, I would love to take your Victory to bike night. I guarantee there'll be people flocking around that bike. Guys, if you ever want to see an A1, beautiful shaped, beautiful maintained Victory, next time Paynes Ride's going to be anywhere at any of these meetups, make sure you're there and check out his motorcycle. I started watching Paynes Rides because he was riding that Victory motorcycle. And then later on, I have to admit, I started watching because I really, really like the guy. We've texted back and forth. We each have each other's number. If you go to HarleyDayrider.com and click on Friends Pictures, I actually have a picture with Paynes Rods on there. So you can actually see the man behind the helmet. and just a fantastic gentleman, great guy. We've been probably more than acquaintances for a long, long time. So now I watch his videos for him. I watch his dirt videos. I watch his street videos. So I don't watch for the bike anymore. I watch for the man, and I think that's key in a lot of people's videos. I'm just going through some of these chats here real quick. Toby Dorothy said they said a single winning ticket for 1.3 billion mega lottery. First time the state of Maine had a winning ticket. Lump sum is 724.6 million. Yeah, that would change my day. That would change my day for sure. But I don't live in Maine. Lotteries are okay, guys. If you play the lottery, play it just in your state. All these megas and these Powerballs, what makes me so mad about those is it's across the country now. You know how many people you're playing against? What's the odds? Obviously, the odds are pretty sucky if they can go on for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks with nobody hitting. And ever since the lottery, now you guys might not remember this, when I was a young man and my parents started playing the Pennsylvania lottery, okay, they would actually sell you tickets, almost like, I don't know, not strip tickets, but there was a way that it wasn't computerized back then. Now that's computerized, guys, I do this for a living. Your state knows exactly what numbers have been picked. So what they do is they take those white balls inside that thing. Okay, now this was proven years ago here in Pennsylvania. And what they do is they take a syringe and they put paint inside those white paints. You can't see it. It holds the numbers down. And the numbers they want to be drawn pops up into that chamber. Okay, that's the way it works. That's how they maintain and they know who's going to hit and who's not. Because all they do is hit the computer, what numbers have not been played. Bloop, 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 bloop. There you go. And all those other ones, all those numbers that's never been played, all the other numbers they fill with paint so the other numbers come up to the top and then nobody wins, right? How do you think that? Come on. How do you think it goes on for like 18 weeks, 26 weeks? Nobody won. How many numbers are being played? How many combinations of numbers out there are being played? Huh? Think about it. Think how this works. Odds are like 1 in 3 million, okay? Probably 3 billion. I mean, those are huge odds. But anyway, that's just my feelings on it. Would love to win a boatload of money. The people I could help out would be awesome, Jackie boy. There has been some great movies out, some great documentaries about lottery winners, and one was called "Lottery is a Curse." So people have won the lottery. They've won millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, and there's a few of them are in prison because they didn't pay any taxes on that money. I don't know how that's possible. I thought your state takes the tax off the top before they hand it to you. Other ones just swindled the money, man. Just swindled it away. Like it's all gone, They got like 40,000 cars. They got like 14,000 houses. Some of them did good with it. Like somebody said on here, like Jackie boy, how many people you can help. That's what I would look for, man. I would build like basically free housing complexes. And I would give all the homeless, anybody that's homeless that is working, I would give them an apartment. And all they'd have to pay for is like their utilities. So they have to get a job and they pay utilities, but they would never have any rent, ever. Right? And I would just put these buildings up for nothing. So that's the kind of thing I like to do with a lot of money is just help people out, right? Pay it forward. Help somebody that doesn't have or has less than you do, okay? And that's just something that I would always think of doing. But you still have annual tax you have to pay on it. Tax. Yeah, see, Toby, I didn't know that. I didn't know there's annual. Well, I guess it would be, is that income? So if you win something, say you win, I don't know, let's just give it a number, $3 million, and I won it this year, and I pay my taxes this year as earned income. I didn't really earn it, but okay, it's income, whatever. So you're saying every year I got to pay income tax on that money again? Well, I guess you'd always have to pay income tax on the interest, right? Because that's money earned. So yeah, I guess you got a good point there. But another thing I think I would do is I would actually go out and probably buy a motorcycle dealership, right? Now, I'd want to be one of the dealerships like where I could sell Harleys and Indians and Royal Enfields and Yamahas and Hondas. And I want to sell them all under one roof, right? It'd be called the Mega Motorcycle Store. So everything would be in there for sale, and I would like to do that. And I would also like to create a service department. When you come in, they don't like badmouth you. They don't. That's not true. If you come in, you have a problem with your motorcycle, take it back and fix it. There is a great man that used to have a YouTube channel. His name is John Maxwell. A lot of you know him. He just kind of disappeared off of YouTube. Did you notice that? Because he started a shop, and it was called I Give a Shit Motorcycle Shop. That's what it's called. So he cares about people. He said they come in. He's like, is it Baxter's Garage does it also? People come in and they tell you what's wrong with the motorcycle, and they listen to you. And you say, I hear a knock. They don't go, oh, it's normal. It's okay. It'll go away. Right after your warranty expires, it will go away or your engine will blow up and we don't have to worry about you anymore. But yeah, these guys, man, they take it right in and they fix it. So that's one reason the wealthier people donate tax write-offs. Yeah, but sometimes you gotta watch. Sometimes on the wealthy side, the really, really big wealthy people. I'm talking about people like that, mega millions every month they're making, right? So they donate money to these charities or these tax write-offs, but they're also the CEO of that, or one of their family members is the CEO of that, right? It's basically called laundering money, maybe I don't know. But you're right. No, seriously, guys. If people are wealthy enough and you do give back, right? I told people here a few weeks ago. I don't know who I was talking to. Um, we give the St. Jude's every year. It's just a fantastic organization where we both have. My wife has taught for 25 years. I'm teaching now, and we believe that kids are the way to the future, right? If we don't have the kids prepared for the future, then the future that we're looking at when we're sitting in nursing home is going to be very, very grim. So we want people to take over and be able to do amazing things. But guys, people should not be born. Kids shouldn't be born like with cancer and stuff. And if they are, you as a parent, you shouldn't have to worry about that. So yeah, I like the St. Jude's thing because we donate to them knowing that if a family goes there, they have nothing to pay. The doctors are taken care of, the nurses are taken care of. Nobody has to pay anything to go there. They put the parents up in housing so they can be closer to children. I could not imagine if I had to go through that with my own kids. I mean, think about that for a minute. Close your eyes and think that your child has something like that. So, and the homeless, right? I just said there's two words that should never go together in the United States: homeless, veteran. Those two words should never go together. If you serve this country in any way, if you put on a uniform and you picked up a weapon at any time, peacetime or wartime, then the government should take care of you 100% all the time, no questions asked. Okay? That's just the way it should be. But anyway, mid-show commercial. Thanks, Toby. Is it mid-show already? It is mid-show. Saint Love St. Jude's. Ty from Tennessee says breaks my heart. Think about. Oh yeah, it was Ty I was talking about St. Jude's, and it is absolutely, positively amazing what they do. So, let's roll mid-roll commercial here, guys. Hold on.
It's snowing
bring
right
that book
now
up
and it's
to me.
below freezing.
No, bring
It's
that book
really
up.
unsafe to ride.
It's on my reading
But what's
stand.
never unsafe?
Hyper focus.
Is coffee with HDR. Let's get into it.
So somebody on the chat room says, does that also apply to police officers? Well, I would have to say yes. Police officers, firemen. I was in EMS for a long time, emergency medical services, and thank you. I do believe in that too. I do back that. We had a lot of people in emergency medical services and police officers, and probably firefighters are probably grouped into this. The PSTD is real amongst public servants. Guys and girls out there, I've seen things that I would never want to admit to anybody that I've seen. I've seen things that I can't even imagine talking about because I pushed them so far back in my brain that I probably would get all the facts wrong. That works on you. So even if you're in a war, if you're in a war front, if you're taking care of a 2 year old in a bad car wreck, that didn't go so well at all for the family, that stuff will play on you too. So yeah, I do agree with you on that. Police officers, firefighters, and paramedics. Um, oh, Gene says they're doing Johnstown, Thunder in the Valley, Ocean City. I gotta see, when is Johnstown's Thunder in the Valley. I might be able to make it there this year. I'd like to see a lot of you guys up there. Light snow, light snow. Um, so yeah, so yep, vets should not have to worry about benefits. That's crazy. Minimoto says. Boots and jeans. Worked over 25 years in Oakland, CA. Yep, I've seen a lot. Boots and jeans said. So Boots, I think you were you a police officer, Boots? I can't remember, and I'm sorry about that, but um, you, you do see a lot. You have to react a lot. You have to be on top of your game every day as an emergency services worker. And I used to tell people I was a firefighter too for several years, and it dawned on me one day that wait, everybody's running out of the building, and I got a hose on my shoulder, and I'm running into the fire, right, to try to protect their property and maybe to try to save lives in there. So you know, and sometimes it doesn't go well. It doesn't work out the way you plan it, even though you train and everything else. Windroad Therapy says 100%. Military and first responders have seen things that civilians never see. Um, what's worse is homeless persons or homeless dogs. I'm going with the dog type from Tennessee. Well, a dog can actually fend for themselves, Ty, and I know you love your pets, brother, and I love pets too, guys. I do. I love pets. My sister has a dog. Every time I go there, her dog wants to rip my head off and tear my arm off and eat it for next Tuesday. Have a bone so it can keep under the bed, be my arm. But I do love dogs. But dogs are very resourceful. If a dog, in fact, gets to the point where it can't fend for itself, it will pack up with other dogs, right? And they will go out and they will kill a deer in the woods and they will eat it. And people aren't that resourceful, right? People, we need to help each other. We need help. Either A, you have a job, right? Your employer is helping you, okay? You're helping your employer, but they give you a paycheck, so they're helping you, okay? If we get hurt, somebody comes to your house, they help you. So people need help. Animals, I've seen a dog before actually lick a wound 3 or 4 times and it heals. That's amazing, right? So, Boots said just like gunfire, running in whenever. You're right, Boots. Hey, we had a live fire exercise at our school just about 2 weeks ago. With police officers in there. I mean, it was blanks, but you know what I mean? It was real. It was as real as they could possibly make it. That's some scary stuff. And that police officer told us, when we're trying to get out of the school, right? We're getting out. Everybody's getting out. They're going in, right? They're going in to find a bad guy. And that takes a lot of guts, right? You're going to squash a situation. Guys, there's been way too many live shootings in the United States. Everywhere you go. I was watching something the other night I think it was from 2017, but a lady was 44 years old, quit this postal job 2 years prior, and she went back 2 years after and started popping people. What the hell for? Makes no sense to me. I don't understand it. I guess probably because I'm a sane, humble and kind individual, right? So I love pets, and I have two of my own. But I won't put my dog's life on, well, being ahead of a person. Sounds extreme, but those are the animals, and I agree. I agree. Now, my sister probably would. My sister has her dog. I call the dog Cujo. If you ever heard of Stephen King's movie Cujo, that's my sister's dog. It will eat anybody that comes in the door. So, let's say that. But hey, good morning, Steve Street. Glad to have you on board here with us this morning. Um, but she loves her dog, and she loves her dog more than she loves, um, I would say, more than she loves certain humans. Not put maybe all humans, because that's her baby, right? It's just her and her dog. So I get that. That's a bond, man. That's a bond that can't be broken. Okay, so Gene Kelly, good morning. Harley 103, 109-year-old anniversary. Look on this year. Just going down through here. NS Moonsmith, good morning. Or Moose Mountain, I'm sorry. I guess that stands for North Hampshire Moose Mountains. Interesting. Okay. Cujo, saw that movie when I was a kid. Laugh out loud, boots and jeans. So you remember Cujo? The book was awesome too, man. The book was amazing. You know, right now I'm reading. Well, you guys might see my Instagram picture. I asked Mrs. HDR for the series of the. Oh heck, which one is it now? I see it every day. Oh, the Game of Thrones. So it's huge books, man, but they get in such great detail, more than the show did, right? It's just a lot of fun reading. But the book and the movie were both awesome. Toby says they definitely were. Tua Rice says we are dog lovers. We take them on vacations every year and on coupon rides. You know what makes me the most upset? I don't mean to make anybody here mad. Miss Azar said, "Did you make anybody mad today?" I don't think I do. I just bring up thoughts in my head. The things I don't get, guys, when I'm at the store, why do people got to carry around their dog in the store? You know, when we had a dog, our dog stayed at home. He didn't go shopping with us. I guess you take him to the food yard and they go, roof, roof, kibbles and bits, roof, kibbles and bits, roof, roof. Do they? Just have them put it on the list, right? Tell them to write it on the list with their little paw and you can go buy it. Guys, they don't need to take their little dogs to. There you go. So my daughters only take their dogs to the pet store. That makes sense, right? There's other pets there. Maybe they can have a play date. I don't know. I don't get it, but currently reading Boots and Jeans. I'm currently reading the dictionary. Good going, man. Good going. You know, the encyclopedia, or read the phone book. That's what made Rain Man so popular because he read and memorized the whole phone book. So. Anyway, Goofy Bastard, good morning. Glad to have you on board. There are a lot of great people in here this morning. Um, I'm always very humbled every Saturday morning when all of you show up, and this is just great. So I was watching a video. No, I wasn't watching. I was listening to a podcast. And the podcast I listened on the way to work, they were talking about on there about building an audience. And I know a lot of you guys are YouTubers, right? I am. I've had a YouTube channel since 2005. And we try to build this bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger subscription base of our YouTube channel, right? Subscribers, the bigger and bigger and bigger subscriber base is not your goal, okay? They said the goal on this show, what the goal is to build a community, okay? That's what we got going on here in the chat room this morning. We have a community of people that come in here each week. I'm going to show Boots and Jeans comment here. We have a community each week that comes in here and we sit together and we chat. You guys chat amongst yourselves. I chat with you, right? And it's just a great way to get together every Saturday morning. Now, I am going to tell you something else that might help you as a content creator because I was watching Network Chuck. Ty from Tennessee, I bet you know who Network Chuck is. And some of you other may not, okay? But Network Chuck has been doing videos on YouTube, probably I think he said for like 4 years. He just made 2.5 million subscribers. Okay, 2.5. He was talking about last year about having burnout. Okay, because as a or as a content provider, not even YouTube, because I also have done podcasting, right? Where podcasting is you record an audio file and you upload it to a server and people listen in their cars, whatever. Okay, and I did that for several years. A lot of different shows I created. But you get to the point where you hit that, it's called the creator wall. You hit that wall and you don't know what to do next because we're always looking for that next big topic, that's something to talk about. So here's the main things to focus on. If you post a video and you get 100 comments, you get 20 comments on that video. That's 20 lives that you touched, okay? So if you get 10,000 people that viewed it and you get 10,000 comments, that's 10,000 lives that you touched, right? That's a community you're building. But what I'm talking about today is focus on the content. So he was talking about it gets really hard to think of topics. It gets really hard to make the runaround of building your videos. Then you're editing your videos. Then you got to come up with a beautiful thumbnail. You got to come up with a catchy title, right? You want to do all this stuff, but all the time it has to be focused around the topic that you're talking about. So that's a lot of stress. That is a whole lot of stress. And you know, so what he did though, he was kind of fortunate. He's not on the same realm. Many of us do not have 2.5 million subscribers. Okay, like each one of his videos he puts out now, he's making in the excess of $3,000 or $4,000 a video. Okay, so he actually rented a whole house now that he's converting into individual studios, and he actually hired a team. So he has a team of like 5 people working for him, and he does the content. He creates it. Him and his brother. And then they have people to do the editing. They have the people to do the thumbnails and all that for them. Wouldn't that be great? So, Saturday morning shows are great. It's a great community. Arandre, good morning to you. Glad to have you on board. Thank you for saying that. Brainstorming about content never ends. Ty from Tennessee said you're exactly right. Do the comments telling me I suck? Oh, no. Doing okay. Cold down. Toby's side note: if you like the music, check out the channel for Frank Tedusca, Ron Landers, and something Veltri. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. So what I want to introduce you to is I was watching another YouTube video because now YouTube videos. Here's the bad thing. A lot of you have seen my Instagram post this week because I'm about fat up to about here with these freaking ads. Okay. Not saying that content providers shouldn't make money on their content. I agree 100%. You need to get paid, okay? It takes time. I just told you all that goes into making content. You need to get paid for that. And right now, you're probably making about 17 cents an hour, okay? If you take your total revenue that YouTube gives you, a couple $100, $500, take that with and take all the time. Start tracking the time it takes to record the video, to edit the video, to do the thumbnail, come up with the title, description, posting the video. Okay. Add on top of that the bandwidth that you're paying. You're paying for your internet. That's part of it, right? Like you can't own a restaurant without using gas and owning a stove. So put your internet on there. And then add in your equipment even if you do deductions. Okay. You're making about 13 cents an hour on YouTube right now. Most of us. Okay. So with that total time spent, these commercials, and it's not you guys, it's YouTube. I feel that YouTube is losing ground. They're losing so much money right now because there's so many of us dumping content on their servers, and they're spending out trillions of dollars a month that they have not enough income to support that business model. Okay, I think that's what's going on. Guys, there's a commercial every 3 to 4 minutes. Commercial, commercial, right? So I told people the other day of how to use ad blockers on your computer. And guys, if you're using the internet on a computer and you don't have an ad blocker just for normal website surfing, then you're not doing it right. Okay. And I know you say people got to get paid, but does the LA Times really need more money? Does New York Times really need more money? Do they got to put all those Viagra ads on their web pages? What it does is strips all those ads off of those web pages. It makes the internet run faster in your house. It makes your browsing a lot cleaner. Okay. So, and believe me, I do this. When you watch our content, our friends hit the ad blocker and just shut it off and watch their couple commercials in their video. But turn it on if there's a commercial every 3 minutes. Okay. It doesn't really. And Bodine thinks that it. Well, no. So Bodine thinks that ad blockers hurts content creators. It does not if you turn it off when you're watching the people that you watch, right? But when I'm watching, let's say for instance, 48 hours on YouTube, they don't need any ad revenue. They don't. That's just crazy, right? And YouTube is making more and more and more and more money. So, just something I want to say there. So Winroad Therapy says she's making 0 per hour. Well, see, that's not a good return on investment. See, and Boots and Jeans says they've been using ad blockers for years. They never see any ads, and that's good. We're actually doing a project in our class right now Jackie boy, I've got premium subscription too. It's worth the cost to me. Yeah, their premium subscription, I was looking at that. It's actually $16 a month, okay, for YouTube Premium. So, and it could be, Ty, you're right, could be very much worth it just to get rid of that sheer aggravation. But what we're working on right now in our classroom at school, and I'm working with my students, is a whole house ad blocker. So what this little device does, you plug it into your network, okay? You take your router and you set your DNS, and if you don't know what that is, contact me. You set your DNS address up to be that little device. Okay, we're using Raspberry Pis, or you can use a computer, whatever you want to use. The idea is every time an ad hits that device, it kills the ad before you would ever see it. So you're watching your YouTube on your TV, no ads. You're watching your YouTube on your phone, on your Wi-Fi in your house, no ads. Okay, it takes all the ads completely out of your house, so your internet will be much, much, much faster. Okay, that's just stuff I wanted to tell you about. So, um, $22 a month for YouTube Premium. It includes, oh yeah, well, you're paying for the music also. That makes sense. Anyway, I want to help you guys today with your content creation. That's what we're talking about here, kind of overall. Okay. Um, and the way you're going to do that is Minimoto said, I have a Raspberry Pi as a house blocker. Minimoto, that's great. And there's actually two different blockings. There's Pi-hole. Pi-holes play what you're using right now, Minimoto. You might want to look at, it's just called it's just called Ad Blocker, AD Blocker. And you put that on the Raspberry Pi, and it's going to do much better than your Pi-hole will. So check those out, though. Okay. So anyway, to make yourself a more focused content creator, I'm going to introduce you to a book that I want you to buy that I just picked up because it's going to help alleviate your stress. Okay? Here it is. Right there. Okay? Hyper Focus. Hyper Focus, how to manage your attention in a world of distraction. Okay? The very first chapter in this book talks about this guy writing this book. What he did when he went to start writing this book was he put his cell phone on the charger and he turned it off. He said that's the number one distraction. Think about it. You're doing a YouTube video, you're creating content, you get a cell phone, right? Your cell phone rings, or you get a text message, or, something like that. But, that you have to look at your phone. You get an email pop up on your screen, right? So turn off all your alerts on your phones, guys. Ding, bing, ching, ching, ding, 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 ching. That's all distractions, right? You don't need that. When you're creating content, you're creating topics, and you're trying to figure out what next to give your audience, you want to be hyper focused, okay? So I'm sure later on down the road, I will be talking about this book. And one reason I started looking for something like this, look at Bodine's videos when he's riding down the road. What does he always say? Focus, focus, Bodine, focus, right? He always says that. So he knows that he's trying to focus his thought on his content that he's creating, right? So that is huge. So read this book, Hyper Focus. Maybe we'll start a book club, right? I'll figure out a way we can start a little chat room or something where we can chat about the book and give our different thoughts back and forth. I think that could be fun. So, but that is what I'm working on now, just trying to be more focused. I just feel, and many of you do, I won't be able to focus long enough to read the book to be focused, Ty said. That's interesting, Ty. Guys, on all honesty, I have been to the point where I've been so stressed out. Do you ever feel like you need maybe like 30 hours a day instead of 24? And then you get tired and you might have to take a nap. So now I lose an hour a day. And I'm looking at different energy drinks. I'm looking at different mind altering drugs to make my mind more focused. Anything I can do to try to make myself better. Guys, I'm almost 60 years old, right? A lot of you I know are older than that, and you're really focused, right? Like my sister retired, and all of a sudden her whole life just opened up to a glorious. It's like when on the movie, and I tell my kids all the time, the movie The Wizard of Oz, right? When they walk up and they see the golden city, right? They see the city of emeralds, right? That's my sister. She woke up the day after she retired, and her whole life was emeralds, okay, and diamonds and rubies. Um, Mine are still, chunks of coal, gravel, and sand and grit. Okay, that's what mine is. So I have to focus my time. I have to get better at that. And I have to get better at giving the projects what projects need and taking away from other places. That's why I told you guys a few weeks ago I deleted like 10 of my YouTube channels. I just can't have that big overhead anymore. That they weren't really doing anything anyway. Not a lot of people really enjoying those. I did keep my Jack's Kitchen though, because I still love to cook, and I still Miss HR hates when I set all the cameras up in the kitchen. It gets kind of tight in there, but Jackie Boy says I don't carry my phone with me most of the time, and the only thing I watch on TV is YouTube. I am fairly tuned out. And Jackie Boy, that's great. That's great. Jarvis Biker said focusing on retirement soon. Congratulations on that. Um, that's wonderful. HDR, look up Alpha Brain supplements. You'll love it. And I will look those up for sure. Anything to get this brain focused, guys. I am teaching right now 3 different books in my classroom. Last Monday, I tried to do 3 different lectures, okay, 2 different periods. So I did 6 lectures in one day. I thought I was going to die, okay. I met with my kids the very next day. I said, that will never happen again. I can't physically, mentally do that, okay, and provide any one-on-one training for any of my kids. So that's gone. We got rid of that the first day I did it. Forget that crap, right? Anyway, the only thing about getting older is that you can focus on what you want to focus on. See, and I think that's it. There's so many distractions in our life and so many outside things pulling our brains away from things. Like, guys, I love to read. I love to create YouTube content. I love writing. A lot of you guys know I wrote a book. It's on Amazon. I actually got 3 books on Amazon. No, 4 books on Amazon, because I wrote one way back in the 90s, a long time ago. Um, and I love programming and coding, and I love building networks. I love too much stuff. So I got to learn to love less, right? Love less, care about the people around you more, and give those people more of your time, and start cutting your distractions away from you. I think that's the goal of any content creator out there today. And sit down and write down on a piece of paper, why are you creating content? That's just something I've been trying to focus on a whiteboard. Well, what am I building the content for? I used to build it for enjoyment for myself. Mike Hilly 7 once, he said he created motorcycle videos so he can watch himself ride later and learn what he was doing wrong, right? Don't lose touch with why you started. As soon as we make $2 on that first video, everybody loses touch. It's all about ads and money, right? That's all you're worried about. How many subscribers I have, how many views do I get, and how much money can I make from YouTube? Guys, YouTube's taking like 40% off the top. So you're making them a shit ton of money. They don't need it. They don't need it, okay? But anyway, go back and focus on why you're doing YouTube videos. And that's why you'll see occasionally my videos will pop up. And I'll put on the thumbnail, no ads. Because I demonetized certain videos. Jack's rides are all free to watch. You don't have to see any ads on those. And people love that. They keep coming back to view those more and more and more and more. Because they're not distracted by ads, right? I know ads pays. As a content creator, you have to make some money. I get it. Because we spend a lot of money on equipment, a lot of money for that motorcycle you're riding around, and it makes good sense. It does. But don't allow that to reflect, and I've done it. You guys know I've done it. Don't allow that to reflect to the point where I'm not creating the content anymore because I can't make $3 off this video. Don't worry about that. If you make a little change for your gas tank, fantastic. If you don't, who cares? You're still going to love riding your motorcycle. And if you don't, sell it and do something else. Get a guitar. Pick up the drumsticks. I don't know. Go to mortuary science school. Maybe that's your thing. I don't know. But anyway, I hope this week was exciting enough for everybody. Bob Nelson said I started doing motorcycle videos to share what I love to do. And you're right. You're sharing it. We're joining a community. That's why we all did it, right? I didn't know anybody else around my local area that rode motorcycles. So I figured if I did videos, maybe I would meet some new people that like to do what I like to do. Okay. So that's the goal. That was my goal. And it's still my goal today, right? It's not about what I can make or, If I wanted to make money, guys, more money, I'll go out and get a second job. That's guaranteed, right? You walk in, the boss says, look, you're going to make 20 bucks an hour. You're going to work 20 hours a week. You know exactly what you got coming in. YouTube, you produce a video, guys, and you look at it and you think, I shot the best video I've ever shot in my entire life. I spent 4 days editing it. It is amazing. And you put it out, and 15 people viewed it, and you're like, well, crap. I thought that would make like $2,000, you know? It doesn't work that way, right? People are people. So, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. No, Roguelite Ann, you didn't buy your bike to do YouTube. You bought your bike to ride the motorcycle. You started doing YouTube long after you owned your bike, buddy, and I know that. I know exactly what you did with it. So, just like me, I bought my first Sportster, and I didn't know anything about YouTube at that time. I started watching YouTube to learn how to re-ride the Sportster, right? And learn, you know, different techniques of riding. I thought this is cool. Then I started doing some videos, but I didn't buy a bike to do videos. That's really for sure. So, but anyway, thank you so much for working. Thank you so much for working. What? Thank you so much for watching, guys. And like I said, I am always very, very humbled that you come in here each Saturday. I hope you keep joining me here. I will keep this rolling as long as I possibly can because I am trying to stay, right, hyper focused and produce this show. And it's very easy. I don't have to think of what kind of topic I want to talk about. Well, maybe a little bit, but I don't write anything down with this. We just let it flow and let the chat room carry the whole 1 hour show. So thank you, everybody. I do appreciate you being here. And, you know, if you can get out there and ride, my goodness, get out there and ride, put some videos out so I can watch. I may not comment on everybody's videos because I watch them on the big screen. And if I don't have my phone by me, which, like Jackie Boy said, about 90% of the time is about the truth. I don't keep my phone near me. You know, I've even forgot it in the car when we go shopping. Miss H. Like, I was texting you to see where you were in the store. And my phone's in the car because maybe I forgot it in there. Just purposely left it in there so I didn't have to be distracted from shopping. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. I do appreciate you. And spread the word as much as possible. We are on here every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you would, please, as I said, hit that like button. Give me a thumbs up. I do appreciate that. If you're not subscribed to the channel, which I'm pretty sure you all are, please subscribe. I would love to have you on board as a subscriber. And we will talk to you next week. Until then, remember, as I always tell you guys, ride your ride. Be safe out there. Take care. From the HDR studios here in southwestern Pennsylvania. Have a great week. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye for now.